What is the eligibility for Canadian citizenship? To become a Canadian citizen, you must be physically present in Canada for 3 of the past 5 years. Among other requirements, if you are 18 or older, you must have lived in Canada for at least 1,095 days in the 5 years before your citizenship application. When determining your citizenship eligibility, keep in mind that you must have been in permanent residence for at least 2 years to fulfill the physical person's criterion. In addition, after becoming a permanent resident, each day you spend in Canada counts as one full day towards your citizenship application. Each day you spend as a temporary resident in Canada before becoming a permanent resident counts as half a day, up to a maximum of 365 days. As a result, if you were a temporary resident who didn't leave Canada for 3 years, your stay would only be counted for 365 days. Again, for the physical person's requirement, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) examines just 5 years immediately before the date of your application. Your time as a temporary resident, for example, doesn't count if you have been physically present in Canada as a permanent resident for the past 5 years. If you were not a temporary resident before obtaining permanent residence, you must have spent at least 1,095 days or 3 years in Canada. In any event, applying with more than the minimum needed number of days guarantees that any miscalculations are accounted for, and IRCC even advises on its website to apply with more days than you require. In addition to the physical person's requirement, there are some of the other requirements for Canadian citizenship, such as you must be fluent in either English or French in order to communicate in Canadian society. In addition, if you are between the ages of 18 and 54, you must provide proof of language competency. Also, you may be required to submit taxes in Canada for at least 3 years before the day you apply. According to IRCC, you cannot have a criminal record that prevents you from obtaining citizenship. You must be aware of citizens' rights and obligations and have a fundamental understanding of Canada's geography, political systems, and history. In addition, you must file a formal application with IRCC and pay a government processing charge, as well as a right of citizenship fee. You can apply for Canadian citizenship if you satisfy the eligibility requirements. Following approval, candidates between the ages of 18 and 54 will be required to take a citizenship exam. Then you must attend a citizenship ceremony, obtaining your Canadian citizenship certificate and take the oath of citizenship. After that, you will be a Canadian citizen. And if you are an asylum seeker, there are some requirements for refugee claimants. These documents didn't provide you with temporary resident status if you acquired a job or study permit while your refugee claim or PRRA or pre-removal risk assessment was processed. As a result, you cannot utilize this time period in your physical person's calculation. Suppose you are claiming time as a protected person. In that case, you may only claim time from the day you obtained a a favorable decision on your claim or PRRA application until the day you became a permanent resident. The days you spent in Canada following approval but before the permanent residency count as half a day toward your citizenship application. Additionally, if you serve time in jail or probation or on parole in Canada, those days are normally not counted against your physical presence. However, there are a couple of exceptions. If you didn't violate parole or fail to comply with parole requirements, your time on probation as a consequence of conditional discharge may count towards physical presence. In addition, time spent in jail or on probation does not have to be mentioned if you got a young sentence and completed it satisfactorily. If you served a term for an offense in Canada for more than 5 years, and that too before the date of your application, you don't have to declare it since it falls outside of the time frame considered by IRCC for the physical presence requirement. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I hope this video could help you on your immigration and relocation journey. In my channel, you could also find 2 other issues that are outlined. They are climate change crisis and sustainability solutions, as well as my special English courses for TOEFL and IELTS exams that are in line with our student services in Persia Global. So if you are going to increase your chance of immigration or study abroad, the quickest way is to raise your score and retake your IELTS exam. IELTS Partner is one of the most comprehensive online IELTS preparation courses available with a special focus on writing and speaking. It is an expert-taught course suited both for candidates looking to do the IELTS academic test or the IELTS general test, and it's designed for those who are struggling to raise their writing and speaking score more than 7. To get more on our IELTS and TOEFL courses and a full coverage on our programs, you can subscribe to this channel and or visit our website at www.ieltspartner.net. This is Ahmad Tawakkoli. Until next time, I wish you have a good time. Bye-bye for now.
Everything is not